Hey, Justin Pate from the Wrap Institute. And a lot of people ask me, hey, exactly where and how much triple S do I put on the vehicle before I start wrapping? Well, I'm going to answer those questions in this video. So if you don't know, triple S is a product that the Wrap Institute developed with P&S and is an all-in-one solution that solves a lot of problems before, during, and after the install. So it's a 3-in-1 product, and it stands for slip, slide, and shine. The slip is for putting on the vehicle before you wrap, which will make the wrapping process much easier and the quality higher. The slide is for putting on the buffer, so it slides nice and easy. And of course, the shine is for aftercare, and it's pretty amazing. And the focus for this video will be on the slip. So let's get to that. So when determining how much triple S you're going to use during the prep phase, I recommend two things. One is take a scrap of the material you're going to be wrapping the vehicle with and play. So the idea right now is took off the liner, and this particular film has a low initial tack. That means I could really just focus putting triple S on the body lines. If I take the backing paper off and I go to take the film and it sticks, that means it has a medium to high initial tack. That means I'm going to put more triple S, particularly on the horizontals, hood and roof, and that's going to make it much easier to wrap. Also, what you have to factor in is the temperature of the workspace. The warmer the workspace, the more triple S I'm going to put on because it makes it much easier to wrap even with low tack films. If the workspace temperature is good, let's say between 60 and 75 degrees or 15 to 25 Celsius, that means I don't have to put that much triple S. Again, just focus on those body lines. So initial tack of the film and temperature of the workspace. So let's begin with the hood. If it's a medium to high initial tack film or the workspace temperature is warm, you want to spray triple S on the whole hood area, put a nice good polish on, and then it'll dry instantly and you're good to go. If it's a low to medium initial tack and the workspace temperature is good, then you just focus on the body lines. During the prep phase, I used to use a lot of masking tape to lower the surface energy of headlights and taillights. And the reason why is when I'm wrapping a bumper here or the front fender or even the hood, if the material sticks here, it makes it much harder, especially on this section here at the bottom. So instead of using masking tape, we highly recommend using triple S. And the reason why is if you use masking tape, it takes quite a bit of time, and masking tape has actually gotten pretty expensive. So right now, I put a nice coating of triple S on the headlight right now, and it dries instantly. What's cool about it is it has a low initial tack that the masking tape gives, only takes a few seconds to do, and it doesn't cost much because it's basically one square triple S. And for the front bumper, I highly recommend just focusing on the body lines because it's a mostly vertical install. Yet if you have a curve at the front that goes horizontal, especially with those medium to high tack films, maybe put a little triple S on the main flat area. But for the front bumper, for the most part, body lines. Front fenders, just focus triple S on the body lines, and again for medium to high initial tack films, maybe a little bit on that top flat horizontal section, then you're good. The door for the most part is vertical, so just body lines only. And the back fender is similar to the front fender where body lines focus first, and then it has a curve at the top, then put a little triple S on the main flat area. So for roofs and trunks, if it's a low to medium initial tack and the workspace temperature is good, you can just focus on the body lines with triple S. Yet if you're working with a medium to high initial tack film where the workspace temperature is warm, I highly recommend putting triple S on the main surface area because it's going to make it much easier. So the back bumper, just like the front bumper, mainly focus on the body lines, yet if you have that medium to high initial tack film, or if you have a lot of horizontal sections here, like the top of the bumper or where it curves here, maybe a little triple S on those flat areas too. And a very good tip I want to leave you with when it comes to wrapping the roof in particular is that oftentimes if you're working with a medium to high initial tack film, when you're taking the film and it touches the glass, because the glass has a high surface energy, sometimes those films are really hard to pick back up, which can make the install super, super frustrating. So what I do generally is I'm going to spray the window just past, let's say, the roof, or in this case, I'm wrapping the front area around the windshield. And I like to put a little triple S on here during the prep phase right now. So that means when I'm working with the material, if it does touch the glass, it'll come off nice and easy. Cool. And it's also very important to note that if you are using triple S on an entire panel, let's say like the hood, you always want to finish with what we call a focus degrease. So you take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and you do a 360 on the outside edges, and if there's any recessed areas, get inside there just to raise the surface area of those areas just a little bit so it's super safe for the long term. So now you know exactly where and how much triple S to use during the prep phase, which means your install times will go down and your quality will go up. Thanks for watching. Justin Pate.